Imagine the moment after you are gone. Not dramatically. Just clearly. The people who knew you, gathering. The conversations that happen. Not the formal ones. The quiet ones. The ones that happen in cars on the way home, in kitchens late at night, in the private thoughts of people whose lives you touched. What do they say? Not about your achievements. Not about your titles or your income or the things you accumulated. About you. About who you were when it cost something to be that person. About whether your presence made the people around you more or less themselves. About the specific weight of what the world lost when you left it. That conversation is already being written. Every day you are alive, you are adding to it. The question is whether you are doing so deliberately. Seneca wrote, with the directness that defined him. Let us prepare our minds as if we had come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. He was not asking for morbidity. He was asking for clarity. Because the man who lives as if time is unlimited postpones the things that matter and prioritizes the things that are urgent. And urgency and importance are almost never the same thing. The Stoics return to the question of death not to be grim, but to be awake. To use the certainty of the ending as a lens that clarifies what the middle actually requires. What does a man who knows he is building a legacy, right now, today, choose differently from a man who thinks legacy is something he will get to eventually? Everything. He chooses everything differently. Legacy is not a monument. It is not a building with your name on it, a foundation you fund, or a biography someone writes after you are gone. Those things can exist without legacy. And legacy can exist without any of them. What the Stoics meant by legacy was something more precise. It is the permanent effect of a life on the people and conditions it touched. The child who becomes a certain kind of person because of how you showed up for them. The friend who found their courage because you modeled yours without making it a performance. The work that continues to solve a problem long after you stopped working on it. The standard you held that quietly raised everyone around you. These effects do not require greatness. They require presence. Intentionally. The daily decision to be the kind of person whose existence improves the conditions around them. Marcus Aurelius was emperor for nearly 2 decades. But the legacy that survived him was not the battles won or the borders held. It was a journal written in private, for no audience, in which a man wrestled honestly with the question of how to live. That journal has shaped how millions of people think about character, duty, and the examined life. He did not write it for legacy. He wrote it because the examination mattered. And that is the paradox the Stoics understood completely. The men who build the most lasting legacies are almost never the ones trying to. They are the ones who are simply trying to be worthy of the life they are living. Here is what is uncomfortable about the Stoic view of legacy. It removes the option of deferral. You cannot decide to start building your legacy later. You cannot wait until the circumstances are more favorable, until you have more to offer, until you have figured out who you want to be. You are already building it. Every interaction is a brick. Every decision under pressure reveals what the structure is actually made of. Every moment where you chose the easier path over the right one, or the right one over the easier one, is already part of what you are leaving behind. The man who is harsh with the people closest to him, telling himself he will be different once life gets easier, is already writing the legacy of harshness. The man who withholds his full presence from his work, telling himself he will commit fully once the conditions are right, is already writing the legacy of half-commitment. The man who knows what he values but consistently acts against it, is already writing the legacy of a man who knew better and chose differently. None of this is a verdict. It is information. And information can be acted on. The Stoics were not interested in guilt. They were interested in adjustment. The moment you see clearly what you are building, you have the option to build something different. Not from the beginning. From right now. You will not be remembered for how you felt about your life. You will be remembered for what your life did to the people and the world around it. Not remembered in history necessarily. Not remembered publicly. Remembered in the specific, quiet, permanent way that a person leaves a mark on the people who knew them. That mark is being made right now. in how you treat the people who cannot give you anything in return, in whether the promises you make to yourself are the ones you keep, in the quality of attention you bring to the work that is yours to do, in whether the man you are in private matches the man you claim to be. Seneca wrote, "It is not that life is short. It is that we waste so much of it." The waste he was pointing to is not laziness. It is unconsciousness. The years spent building the wrong things because the right things were never clearly named. The decades spent performing a version of a life instead of actually living one. You still have time to name the right things. You still have time to decide, clearly and without apology, what the remainder of your life is going to leave behind. But the Stoics would remind you of one thing. The time to decide is not later. It is now. It is always now. Walk the path. Remain steady.